Coento Castle and its pretender king were no more. In light of this, Harriet's first act was to proclaim that the capital would be relocated. With the royal capital in chaos following the castle's collapse, she established a provisional capital in a neighboring fortress city. As the people went about the process of relocating, one issue remained unresolved: the lack of a royal heir. There was only one woman with a claim to the throne, and she continually refused to accept it. It's too soon for me to take the throne. Please, Luther, take my place.
No, this is your job. For one thing, my claim to the throne was stripped away, a fact that is very much public knowledge. To deny the people an heir would be to disappoint them in their hour of need. Harriet, it is your duty to bear the weight of the crown.
Must I? Really? That is most reassuring to hear from you, Guardian. But...
Harriet's pretty young. Don't you think it's a little too soon to give her that kind of responsibility?
There is no such thing as too soon or too late in matters of royal succession. Suitability is all that matters. Ys Artia to the east has a young child as their head of state and national symbol. Epic to the west has a divine queen who acceded to the throne at 17. No older than you. Age is irrelevant. What matters is whether the would-be ruler has the resolve to devote themselves to their country. I have no such resolve. That's why I erred so grievously in my self-righteous research, and why I was stripped of my claim to the throne. But you, Harriet, you have that resolve, my sister.
Luther. Guardian. Very well. In the name of my royal line, I, Harriet Renata Reina Coento, do hereby humbly accede to the throne. Guardian, I beseech you, illuminate our way and support us in our hour of need.
I have a status report about the Coento Royal Army. They are transitioning peacefully to the new regime. Some forces have left the military to become mercenaries or bandits, but not in any large numbers.
However, there are still castrum demonicas in the land. They will persist even if their summoners perish. They are not weapons that will simply fade away. We must continue destroying them. I hate to place this burden upon you, Guardian, but please aid us in this. If only it were in my power to control a Buster Tower, I would gladly assist.
We're searching for more people capable of using Buster Towers, but so far we have no prospects. Surprising no one, I'm sure. Castrum Demonicas are born from the use of ephemera. Destroying them requires power on the same level. For the Guardian to activate a Buster Tower without ephemera shows their power is easily on par with that of ephemera.
I'm not sure I care for your tone.
I meant nothing by it. I was simply stating the truth. If the truth bothers you, perhaps there's something weighing on your conscience.
You love deflecting, don't you? How about a simple thank you for once?
I think the fact that I don't even remotely question your background would show gratitude aplenty. Is that not enough for you?
Oh, forget it!
In addition, we've been investigating Lutz's followers to gauge their intentions. But so far, we haven't come up with many red flags. In fact, most of them seem grateful you've ascended to the throne, Lady Harriet.
My uncle held things to his own personal standards, and often made unreasonable demands. He was already getting backlash as it was.
Does that mean everyone's going to be happy with Harriet's revolution?
No, I doubt things will go so smoothly. In a struggle for the throne, one must follow the victor. At least, on the surface. Kuento isn't a monolithic entity. There are others besides Lutz who extol the virtues of ephemera. I'm sure such people will pay lip service to our ideals, while secretly awaiting an opportunity to strike and overthrow the royal family. Which is why we must never let ourselves be seen as vulnerable. Thank you for your report. Keep up the good work.
Ah, Lady Harriet, should you be walking around this humble place?
Mind your manners. I think you meant to say, Your Majesty?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Lady Harriet is our ruler now.
What did I just say?
I'm still just barely getting on my feet as a ruler, so feel free to keep calling me Harriet.
Lady Harriet! Lady Harriet! What's a ruler?
Well, a ruler is somebody who represents everybody in the land.
Are they big and important?
No, they're not big or important. They're the same as everybody else, just a little higher profile.
Ooh, are you a show-off, Lady Harriet?
Well, yes, I am a show-off. I'd be embarrassed to do it all by myself, so I hope you'll all be there to support me.
Totally! Yeah! Yeah!
Lady Harriet!
Lady Harriet!
Lady Harriet!
Lady Harriet! All these people flocking to her! They must really love her!
I wouldn't quite call it love. Prime Minister Lutz, that is, the former king, burdened the people considerably to maintain our national prestige. The people are excited to be liberated from those burdens, and they have high hopes for the next regime, as I see it. That and I've often snuck out into town since I was a young girl, so people tend to know my face. They know my character as a politician. It is a relief to them. That is why they support me, and why I must live up to their expectations. This is the first step towards restoring our kingdom. Making the people happy is a king's most basic duty. And while I work to earn the trust people place in me, I have more duties besides. Luther and I still have a goal: to seal away ephemera for good. With Harriet taking on the role of ruler of the magical kingdom of Kuento, the land was once again on the road to peace. But Harriet's objective was more than simply sitting upon the throne. The newly reborn Kuento was mobilizing with the intent of eradicating ephemera, the insidious flower eroding the world. Let us begin by reviewing the status of our neighboring lands. Varuna, if you would, please.
Our continent is split into 4 separate cardinal nations. To the east lies the Trade Federation of East Artia. Built by merchants, it leverages its rich soil and abundant resources to do business.
Their sorcery specialty is replication. They harness the power of ephemera to reproduce things in large quantities. It seems harmless enough at face value, but if ephemera is involved, there's almost certain to be a catch.
To the west lies the divine land of Epic. Built around an oasis, seekers of enlightenment gather there to undergo rigorous ascetic training.
Rumor has it that in Epic, they've perfected a means of refining mind control potions, using ephemera, of course.
To the north lies the Wayland Empire. It's a nation of warriors that crowned their strongest citizens emperor for generations.
It's a land of savagery where might makes right. They've devised a means of body enhancement called demonization.
And in the south is our nation, the magical kingdom of Kuento. We live in harmony with nature and find practical applications for mana.
Our land focuses strictly on studies of the arcane. The Castrum Demonica I developed started out as Quinto's specialty. Of course, someone leaked the art of summoning castrums to other lands, so now all nations field them in battle.
The Castrum Demonicas within Quento are on their way out, thanks to the efforts of our esteemed guardian. However, the Castrum Demonicas of other lands remain standing, physically demarcating their borders.
The Castrum Demonicas of each land are in a standoff with one another, putting a hard stop to most international relations. Ergo, we have no way of knowing what the reality is on the ground of any other nation. If anyone tried to cross a border without permission, the Castrum Demonicas would activate and mobilize to exterminate the intruders. Not that anyone would be stupid enough to try, anyway.
I have a report. A Castrum Demonica on the Wayland border has activated. Someone appears to have approached.
Well, what do you know? I stand corrected.
It could be an envoy from Wayland. Let us make haste to the border. The Guardian and their entourage received a report of a Castrum Demonica activation and made for a Quento-Wayland border. At that point in time, only a single figure stood against the Castrum Demonica on the border. One figure alone, a solitary warrior who fought ceaselessly, waiting for the clock to strike the appointed hour. Quento is just past here. I can't give up now. Ah! Is my power simply not enough?
We can talk later. Stand down and let us handle this, please.
My apologies, and thank you. You felled a Castrum Demonica. You must be the legendary savior. Pardon me, the Guardian. You know of them? The name of the Guardian, Savior of Quento, is not unknown in Wayland. Allow me to thank you again. I am Malfonsina.
Malfonsina?
Does my name have some significance? Really? If you say so.
She seems to be telling the truth. I guess we can puzzle over that later.
And what would drive a citizen of Wayland to such folly as standing alone against a Castrum Demonica to come here?
I have come to Quento in search of the Guardian, the Savior Hero. Please, deliver Wayland from the doom that it courts.